the Deputy Lands and Natural Resources Minister, George Mekuduka, has admitted there are gaps in government's fight against illegal mining, galamsey, but he was quick to add that the government is doing a lot to fight the menace. Speaking on the Pulse on the Joy News channel, he said government is procuring speedboats and other logistics to aid in completely eradicating the illegality. Mr. Mekuduka says government is doing a lot to fight the menace.
Thanks for the opportunity. As you know, that just recently we recommissioned Operation Hot 2 to embark on vigorous exercise to weed out these recalcitrants who are mining in our river bodies. And that hasn't stopped in any way. As I speak with you, I may not be able to share technically the security modus operandi of that, but they are on the field working. And with this canker, we may need all hands on deck. Government alone cannot fight it, as we've been touting all these years, that it's not a measure to task government to fight it. Let's see. And if we don't realize that and we continue politicking with mining in our river bodies, it will go a long way in disturbing this country. For all you know, government, after instituting the Operation Hot 2, has also instituted measures to have permanent security task force on these river bodies by getting river guards who will be supported with speedboats on our river bodies, have security checkpoints, advantage points, where they will be reporting to these security checks intermittently, so that we unleash whatever measures we put to arrest such this situation.
But the convener for the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, Ken Ashide, believes the problem in the galamsey fight is not about logistics, but the execution of the plan to eradicate the menace.
Porting these excavators into town, who are the people who are renting them for over 20,000 cedis a day. That's not small amount of money. We need to be able to unearth all of these people. And it's the reason why we would expect the state to collaborate with the media, especially the intelligence community, to be able to flash out some of these people. I remember the very early stages of Honorable Peter Mill. There was a national security report that we got. That pointed fingers to some of these people, but that did not continue. And so, Honorable Minister, those are the support that the media would require of you to be able to support them to go into the theater of, and because that's a theater of battle, a theater of a very dangerous place, to be able to provide them the cover to go into these places, the operation halls, where they are going. We should have media people embedded in there so that they can report their thing independently as it's going on. It is those things that would be able to show to citizens that we actually are serious about this, and we need the buy-in of citizens to say that we need to stop this thing. So that's been the challenge with the Media Coalition. Remember that we were supported by Star Ghana and a few other corporate bodies, and so when those funds also stopped, I can't blame the media. The media itself also was impacted very heavily by Operation by COVID. So the resources to be able to continue at it has been difficult. But this is about survival. So I also urge you, the media, we need to dedicate some resources behind this. And then when the media does this work as well, Honorable Deputy Minister, we need the support of the government, the duty bearers, to ensure that when we uncover some of these people, we actually punish them. And we also need the judiciary. The judiciary has also been one of the arms that have failed us. The situation where Operation Vanguard, we had only 10% of the people that were arrested being taken to court, and even a smaller part being convicted. And then you have the challenges that we had with, big wigs like Aishawan and all of that.
Now, a key stakeholder in the fight is the National Association of Small-Scale Miners. This association actually constituted a task force to fight the menace. But along the line, the task force folded up. Joining me via Zoom is the General Secretary of the association, Godwin Ama. Mr. Ama, thank you for joining us here on Joy News Prime. How are you reacting to the news from the Ghana Water Company that only about 60% of the water is being able to produce because of the activities of illegal small-scale miners, some of whom are your members and have been indicted?
Okay, thank you for having me. First of all, we are in the dry season. Once you are in the dry season, there's evaporation of the water bodies. So turbidity levels already, those who have polluted the river already, due to the evaporation, it becomes very difficult for some of the river bodies to flow. And the turbidity levels are also high. Notwithstanding that, the association, we had a task force, that was going around in terms of our monitoring activities as an association to ensure that there's compliance to the legal framework, that's people not working within the red zones and also working on river bodies. Along the way, the uniforms that we use, national security says, no, we cannot use those uniforms to operate because it's like a military, similar to the military uniform. Yeah. So we have to fold up and go through the process. We have the new uniforms that we've gone through with the national security and then the police to ensure that those uniforms are used so that we can operate. So that's why we folded up. But we've gone through the process, and very soon we'll start somewhere, maybe by the ending of this month, the association task force will start its operation again. Okay. So that's why you've not seen the task force for some time now, because we are going through the process, and then the challenges that the military commander are saying that our uniform resemble theirs.
And once you start by end of March, which areas are you going to be targeting? End of this month. Once you start, which areas are you targeting, and how will the operation actually be rolled out?
Yeah, we are working closely with the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and then the Minerals Commission to ensure that the speedboats and all the necessary logistics that will be needed for the fight will be able to get some from government to support what we are doing now. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with the eastern region. We are looking at the Brim River. We've looked at it with the strategy. We divided it into sections. Our first priority is to ensure that those who are working on the river bodies, who are the chamfan operators, will be the target for the first operation. So once we go through the various segments and then we share the task force along the way, then the next phase will be the monitoring team also going round, because we have the task force and then the monitoring team working in collaboration with the Minerals Commission to ensure that those who are washing directly into the river bodies are also stopped or sanctions per the laws of the Republic. So that's what we are doing now. The challenge has been our logistical support, because members of the association are saying, look, we put so much into the task force and still we are not getting any recognition, but the issue is recognition, or whether there's recognition or no recognition. It is for the public good that the association will work and ensure that members comply, and also those who are doing the illegal mining should also be arrested and then dealt with in accordance with the law.
Now, following these developments by the Ghana Water Company, the announcement that has come in with the difficulty in treating water, there have been calls for a ban on small-scale mining. Will government be justified to place another moratorium on your activities?
I think it's not going to help, because putting a ban on their activities, there are those who are doing the illegal mining activity, and it's not the fault of the small-scale miners that people are not complying with the law. There are so many things that are causing the illegality in the system. So at the end of the day, we put, I think 2017, there was a ban, but we still are where we are, so we need to work. It's not a ban that will solve it, but working together and making sure that we achieve the extraordinary, where there will be that issue of the issue of people not being corrupted. People don't go through and be taking monies and also allowing the system not to work. Those are the things that we should look at. We should involve everybody. What we proposed earlier on was the community enforcement approach, so that these issues of illegal operations or illegal mining will be dealt at the community level. The community enforcement approach is a more sustainable approach. We have the Operation Hot coming in. When they come and then they leave, the jurisdiction is so huge. So they will be operating at one side, then the illegal operations will also be going on at another side. Once they move, these people come. So who then, when there is a flash, what happens next? So the community involvement with the small-scale miners at the community level is what is going to help to ensure that the successes that are attained by the military is maintained. But if there's no sustainability, then at the end of the day, you don't involve anybody. It sees as a national issue without the local participation. But if we look at it as a national challenge and the participation at the local level will be used, then it will enhance the monitoring and then the enforcement of the laws at the community level.
Mr. Amma, I'm grateful that you could join us. That's Godwin Amma. He's the General Secretary for the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners.